Hello everybody, this is an update on the futures chart, especially the metals, gold, silver and platinum. And then in the end we're going to look at the gasoline chart, where we had beginning of the year, we found the gasoline chart being one of those that can produce a big move. Now let's have a look at silver. Like silver has produced a buy signal back then here. That was in end of October, quite some time back. This is a standard S1 pattern, right? It didn't develop much, and I've communicated a couple of days before that this might actually morph into an S2 pattern. This is the S2 and this is the ATL, and what's missing is basically the test bar, the testing activity crossing below the midline and touching the ATL. Well, it looks like it's not going to happen. It could still happen, but it might not. Well, this signal is still active. There was obviously no stop out, and that looks now quite bullish. We could see it, and that's for both gold and silver, that silver puts in another major advance upwards. Now, if this is the pattern, we can see it better here. This is the pattern. Well, then this is the momentum move. That's a very big move. That goes basically from 35 to 55, 54. And we can see it here. Well, that's this move. Well, that's a very big move. So actually with silver, what could happen is what we were looking for, right? To break this very important stop run level. That we see on the monthly, but it's a quarterly chart level, right? Depending on how these future charts are back adjusted in TradeStation, it's slightly different. Current price is right at that stop run level high. So we're going to see, if it continues higher, we're going to see a major stop run move, because this high from 2011 clusters with the high from 1982 when the Hunt brothers cornered the silver market. So it's basically one huge stop run level, and when it falls, well, we get one huge stop run move, right? And that could catapult silver, I mean, well into the 80, 70, 80 price range. Only the technical move of a stop run move, right? So this is very interesting now. We might actually see here this to continue, despite, well, I wouldn't have thought so, because we're way overextended, but basically the weekly chart takes over. We are not overextended here, and it might just put in another leg higher. Well, talking about overextension, gold is much more overextended, right? As you can see here on the monthly, and it's even worse on the quarterly chart. But here as well, we've got an S1 pattern just recently, just a few days ago. And that tells us that we should see another leg higher. What type of leg? Well, this leg, right? That went from 3,300 to 4,300. So that's another big advancement. As well, this could have morphed into an S2. There's no harmonic completion yet, and it doesn't look like it's going to do it, but who knows? So we should actually see another big move higher. Let's have a quick look here at the quarterly chart. Well, we're way overextended, right? This is coming from this important level, and it looks like we're getting another monthly big bullish monthly bar. So it's not over. We should actually see another move breaking this high. That's quite interesting, but the patterns tell the story. Let's have a look at platinum. Now. Platinum is breaking out of its multi-year, down here are the years, multi-year sideways range, and we have these stop run levels nicely aligned. So it looks very interesting as well. Platinum. Well, do we have a pattern? Well, it actually looks like, well, it's actually an S2 pattern, not of the greatest quality, but this is the test bar, and it has just flashed an entry signal. It's not a great pattern. I don't want to trade it, but a pattern is a pattern, and it could develop, follow through as well. Let's have a look now at palladium. Well, basically all metals are going into their macro uptrends. The same is true here for palladium. It looks like it has found its bottom. It's not in a trend here, bottom left. It's not in a trend, but as well, this very much looks like an S2 pattern, right? It's not tradable because there's no trend, but still there's the energy in there. So just expect that the metals, it's not over yet. We should actually see another major advance. I would have liked to see like calming, for price to calm a little bit more down, to pull lower, or to put in a multi-week sideways consolidation. But this is going to happen now. We're going exponential as it looks like, and once this is done, well, then we might see a longer consolidation. Well, let's have a quick look now at gasoline. This pattern, well, let's better look here on the on this chart, because the pattern is on the weekly chart. That's an S1 pattern, and that triggered when the Iraq war started. That was the entry signal. Whatever the trigger is, this was the war, right? When the US started to intervene. This triggered an entry signal, and it's still valid, and it looks quite bullish. It has found support at the 200 moving average, and all these are stop and levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the highest one is a consolidation high. And we could actually see another advance. What type of? Well, from here to here. So that's a huge advance as well we can expect. And this is why I've called that out as one of the big movers of the year. Whether it will move a big way this year, because we're getting close to year end, or maybe rather mid of next year or the first quarter of next year, well, we'll see, but it looks bullish.